Hello, my fellow preppers. This is the Art of Prepping. Thanks for joining me. I'd like to talk about what to do after an EMP attack or a large-scale regional blackout, a rolling blackout, and extended grid down scenarios. It is controversial of what things would be the most efficient in these times. It depends, of course, if you have children, if you're caring for other, like maybe elderly loved ones, maybe your parents, or maybe you are just by yourself. And so there's different ways to go about it depending on what type of living situation you're in. Now let's see here. First of all, this is what I would do. I would increase my security awareness. I keep my home locked at all times, even if I was home. It's not really a bad idea anyways, especially if you live in a suburban or urban area, to do that, on an ongoing basis, even if there isn't a blackout. What else could you do? Well, you could probably have at least a self-defense item on you. Now, a lot of us carry an everyday carry system, and so we already have this built in, but there's a lot of people who don't carry a firearm or a weapon to defend themselves or their family. So this would be certainly something to consider. With these blackouts, and if we were attacked by an EMP, depending on the severity of it, we may not have communications, and therefore we may not be able to contact law enforcement. Because of that, we may not have the so-called ROL, rule of law, as we enjoy and appreciate now. So we may have to take a full responsibility for our safety, and we may not be able to rely in any part, any kind of public safety services in our community. The next thing I would do immediately afterwards would be to try to calm down. I'm sure that I would be upset, and I would be concerned, especially those who are with others that have children. I'm sure that would be a very intense situation, or people that have disabilities, physical limitations. Maybe they're elderly and they have dramatic limitations on what they can do physically in particular. But the faster you can accept the realities of the situation, the faster you can probably get yourself to the position of making a plan to overcome these obstacles and challenges. One way you could reframe it is that just think of it as going on a long camping trip, and just keep thinking of it like you're on a camping trip and you're camping out. That could be one way to kind of psychologically just get yourself in the mood to overcome some of this when this happens, and it's basically forced upon you. The next item that I would do is conserve resources. Alert your prepper group, or if you're solo and you have no group, you might want to connect with like-minded people in your community, especially your immediate neighbors. I would definitely not drive if you didn't have to conserve fuel, and you can just walk over to your neighbor's house and say, hey, are you okay? What do you think about this, and what should we do? With these like-minded neighbors, you may want to form a neighborhood patrol or a security watch group. It's kind of like the neighborhood watch group, and you could have some form of that. I'd probably have at least someone in that group armed when they're doing patrols, so they have at least some means to protect the community. And it's not just going to be some people with walkie-talkies like a security guard or something that has no ability to really repel those people who may want to do harm by force in particular. The next item would be an inventory of supplies, and trying to make sure I predict and have the prediction of how long I could actually last with the supplies I have. Now, this should be done anyways, but even if you did it, I would just do a double check just to see if you're correct again, and just to kind of help reinforce a little bit more peace of mind during this stressful situation. And And the last thing I would do would be to diversify your storage areas and locations of your food and your preps, any kind of maybe monies, anything of value. You should already do this anyways, but if it's not done, I would immediately do that, because there could be groups of marauders or gangs, depending on where you live, that may take advantage of situations, especially if you live alone or if you're somewhat of a vulnerable type of person in this situation. And you know, this is one reason why we all need to go ahead and get our gardens going now. Maybe not in full force, but at least get it going, so we have something going in case something happens. If you have livestock, you know, good for you. If you have your food supply, then you're already one step ahead of probably 90% or more of the general population. So these are just ideas to think about and to enact if you had to, and we have a major grid down scenario. I hope this was helpful. You guys take care, be safe, and I'll catch you real soon.